How's it going, PokeMoshPit? This is Solosoloblackdude, and today I have a match against someone by the name of MrBean35000vr, and you may have guessed from the title, it is a Pokestar match. And as you can see on my team preview, I brought 4 OUs and a Pikachu and a Kangaskhan, and on his side, absolutely nothing, because they're not exactly Pokemon, they're actually props or actors, etc. And yeah, he wanted to test them out on Wi-Fi, and I think I messaged him on one of his videos, and he got back to me. I had him on Skype as well already, so you know. Anyways, this is the first time he's tested it, so you know I'm glad to be the first one to battle them. Anyways, let's get into the match. So he's gonna lead up with his Bryson man, and I'm gonna lead up with my Kangaskhan. First things first is that I'm gonna go for a fake out, because why not? I can get some free damage, and free damage is nice. And now here he goes for a U-turn. At this point I wasn't sure what kind of set he was, because he didn't have any life orb or any leftovers gain. And as a heads up, Bryson man is psychic and dark. So now he brings out his Mecha T-Tar 2, and this is an electric and steel type, hence why this double edge won't be doing very effective damage. And hence why he had the air balloon on top of that, so you know that all goes into tandem. So you know, with leftovers, I got some good HP going on, and here he goes for a Thunderbolt, and I was looking at the HP bar and it was still going down past my expectations, and my days, I live on 5 after a critical hit, and I was like, wow, seriously. Luckily, I do have a super effective move in the form of Drain Punch, so I'm able to go for that and recover some sort of HP, not as much as I'd like to, but well, 100 HP, more than 100 HP is alright, I guess, because it's not stab. What am I saying? It's not more than I want to. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go for a Protect, and he switched up moves, going for a Flash Cannon, probably trying to catch me on the off switch. I thought I had Sucker Punch on this set, but for some odd reason I had Protect. But I guess it works in the form that I can gain more leftovers. Anyways, he brings out, yeah, see, you've read the name, you should know what it is. I don't have to say anything about that. But yeah, this ghostly kind of thing, the true Wonder Tomb, is going to taunt me as I switch into my Jirachi, and I can't really let up my Stealth Rocks or discharge a Thunder Wave, so I have to switch out, go into my Haxorus, hoping he doesn't have any moves that can cripple me, except he has this, he has the Glare, and that is going to paralyze me on the spot, which is bad because I actually do have a Choice Scarf on my Haxorus, and I was planning to use this to outspeed it, and then go for an Outrage or any other move I'd probably go for. In this particular situation, I go for a move which is not advisable. What I did is that I went for a superpower, trying to probably predict a switch, or just you know, because I have the Outrage, and Outrage can hit it because I have the Mold Breaker, but he stays in, and you know that turn's wasted, so I have to switch out, go into my Gyarados, hoping he doesn't do Taunt, but he does, so now I can't do anything because this Gyarados is actually packing Taunt. And yes, he told me he was going to bring this kind of thing in the match, so I had some few Pokemon to prepare for it. Just wanted to get it out. Anyways, I'm going to go into now, which is the fastest Pokemon on my team, which is the Pikachu, and it's an event Pikachu from Japan, which knows T to Dance, and has the Dream World ability Lightning Rod. But as you can see here, he is faster than me, which means he's packing 252's a positive speed nature, because my Pikachu is timid. And because of that, I can't confuse it with T to Dance, and I have to switch out and go into some Pokemon really just to switch around switches and trying to get into Kangaskhan so that I can abuse my Scrappy ability and go for a Drain Punch. Luckily he doesn't hit me with the Glare, so I don't get paralyzed, and he opts to go for Poison instead, which is alright, I can manage that. So I'm able to go for a Drain Punch, get off about a third of HP, which is good considering how bulky this thing probably is, because you know, base stats, the Pokestar Pokemon actually base 100 stats across the board. So 600 BST in total. So that's how bulky he is really. Anyways, he knows that I can hit him, so he's going to go into his UFO, which looks like a Cascoon. Haven't seen Cascoon in ages. No one really uses it, do they? Unlike Metapod. Anyways, this is an electric and psychic type, hence why Drain Punch was not very effective. And I know how much Thunderbolt will do from the Mecha T-Tar, and since all Pokestar props have 100 base stats in total, I know how much it's going to do to me. I think I said that twice, but anyway, I'm going to go into the Pokemon that can realistically take such an attack, which is my Jirachi, because I'm max HP and max special defense. And here, I don't really know what movesets these Pokestar props do, but he has the Flamethrower in his moveset, and that completely caught me off guard. And you know that is, I was just confused. Anyways, I know that this packs Flamethrower, so whatever. But because of my EV spread, I'm able to live and I'm able to go for a Thunder Wave and cripple it, and then I'm just going to let Stealth Rocks. I don't care whether he switches in, no, I don't care whether he switches out or he stays in, just tries to go for another Flamethrower. I just want Rocks out, but he decides to switch out and goes into his Bryson Man. So Bryson Man, I looked up his moveset, he actually does have Psychic, Ice Beam, Nightshade and U-Turn. So Nightshade is the best move he can use really. But I have more than 100 HP, which is good because I can get up a wish. Unfortunately, I don't have the Protect in my moveset, which means I have no choice but to switch out. Because if I don't switch out, then I'm going to die and my wish will be for naught. So basically, I have to go into a Pokemon really that can take a Nightshade, which is any Pokemon I have. But Gyarados is the best candidate because after wish, I can just Dragon Dance on the switch. I'll Dragon Dance while he switches, which I'm trying to say. And he goes into his Black Door. So now it's time to dance, really. Anyways, you're probably wondering what kind of type this Black Door is. You may be thinking it's fire because, you know, 1 is red and 2 has flames on his head. You're absolutely wrong. It's actually a grass type, believe it or not. Yes, kind of contrary to what you think it is, although fire is water's opposite, but grass is... yeah, I guess grass is second choice. Anyways, I don't know what it's going to do, so I'm going to go for a Taunt, and he reveals to me he's trying to go for a Toxic, and by the fact that he switches out there tells me he either has no attacking moves or he has no moves that can actually hit me hard. So he decides to go into his Casco UFO as I go for a Waterfall on the switch, and I take it out from there. And even if you have lived, you know, paralysis guarantees the fact that he's going to be slower than me, even though I've got 1 Dragonos up, but, you know, paralysis... you know what I'm trying to say. I've said it. Anyways, he brings out his Metal T-Tar, which is gonna die to a Waterfall because I know for a fact that we hit. I was contemplating going for the 4 times weak, you know, 4 times super effective Earthquake, but you know, Waterfall was just, you know, why not just use that because he might have the random Levitate ability even though he had Air Balloon, but yeah. Anyways, he brings out the Bryson Man, and it turns out he's scarfed because he's able to outspeed me even though I've got 1 Dragon Dance. And he does get a special defense drop, but I get a crit in return, so really that's just, you know, hacks to me, I give hacks to you, although my hacks is greater. Bit unfair, but yeah, that's Pokemon, that's how the game goes, right? Anyways, now he brings out Wonder Tomb, and I know exactly what to do on this particular point. You just have to taunt the damn thing. Because you cannot do anything to it. It's just you let this thing go haywire on you and you're in for a ride. So Taunt is the obvious and most smartest thing to do. He can't do anything to me because he has no attacking moves. Therefore he is going to switch out into his Black Door, and I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance because I know for a fact that if he stays in, I can't touch it. The best thing to do on that particular situation is just to go for Dragon Dances. So now I'm at +2 attack and +2 speed with some leftovers keeping me healthy, and now I was going to go for a Taunt here, but I figured, you know, I wanted to see what this thing can do really, so I went for a Waterfall instead, and just to see if it really was a grass type, which turns out it is. Although I do quite low damage, it turns out to be a critical hit, so I'm like, oh, that's a shame. Anyways, you see the not very effective message there, so you know that's obviously saying it's grass. So he decides to go for a Toxic, which I allow him to really, because otherwise I would have taunted first. And yeah, he is now he's going to switch out, I believe, after my Toxic starts to take effect. He's going to want to switch out to go into Wonder Tomb purely for the fact that he knows that I can't touch it with any of my moves, and really that's going to allow him to get more turns, and within turns Toxic is going to rack up more on me and I'll be taking a lot more damage. Although the thing is, he can't really touch me either because 1, I've taunted him, and 2, because he has no attacking moves, he is forced to struggle, which means every turn he attacks me with struggle, he's going to lose a quarter of his HP, meaning that on this turn he is going to die, which is what happens. And you know, despite the fact that he's doing damage to me and Toxic is still going, the leftovers allows me to live 1 more turn with that going on. And now he's going to go into his Black Door, and I figured, you know, with my +3 attack and +3 speed, +3 attack, that being in question right now, I decided to go for Waterfall, seeing as how Stealth Rocks brings it down to a point where I think it's going to take it out. But unfortunately, in the words of MBZ, he lives on a smidgen, and on top of that, he manages to rest up. He has rest in his moveset. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he has rest. What the hell? He has rest? Seriously? I mean, in general, for example, Suicune, if it manages to live on red and it's able to get up a rest, you just literally, if I was you, well, if I was me, I would slam the DS on the floor. Anyways, my Gyarados goes down, and since the black door is sleeping, I'm free to go for Swords Dance as I bring up my Risen, and basically just to gauge how much it does after +2 really, and it does about a little bit less than half, and it turns out he wakes up an early, let me say that again, it turns out he wakes up a turn earlier than I expected, then he reveals to me he has early bird. I'm like, seriously dude. Anyways, I'm going to predict the rest on this turn as I go for Swords Dance, and he kind of knew this, but he was being a bit too careful really, so, you know, that's me predicting him, you know, predictions, everyone likes predictions. Anyways, after +4, close combat does more than enough to do a 2-hit KO on this black door, which is what I'm going to do. So on this close combat, he's going to go down basically. So after this, he has one Pokemon left, and he pretty much saved his last Pokemon for his best Pokemon for last, which is going to be, wait for it, after Leftovers, and then Toxic. Yes, yes. Sorry for this being long. Anyways, here comes out the beast. Yes, the beast black belt, and obviously Mach Punch is going to kill me because of my defense drops from close combat, but that's not the point. The point is what power he's packing. Let me say this in layman's terms. Layman's terms. Anyway, let me just spell it out for you. He has base 100 attack, right? He is stab because he's part fighting, and he has the pure power ability. That is overkill, and that's enough to take out my Pikachu. Even though I think even with pure, I'm not exactly sure. Can pure power? Well, without pure power, I can knock out my Pikachu. That's what I was thinking. But I didn't know he had pure power until that point. So I brought up my hacks, was thinking that I can live a pure power life orb Mach Punch. But he turns out he has the high jump kick. I mean, I didn't know what moves he had at that point. So I was thinking, damn, that is just stupid. So really, what I should have done in effect was bring up my Kangaskhan before my two death orders. Well, they weren't death orders. They were just Pokemon laid to die and slaughter. Yeah, I should have just brought my Kangaskhan first beforehand, and then use Fake Out, then switch out to rack up more Life Orb Recall on top of that, and then, you know, probably win the game. And here I went for a Protect. I was trying to coax him into using High Jump Kick, but he just knows for a fact that Mach Punch is going to take me out, even, you know, anyway. So I have to switch out, go into my Jirachi, which has low health unfortunately, and he's going to have enough power to take me out with a Mach Punch. So down goes Jirachi, and Life Orb Recoil is starting to take taking its toll on this black belt. Not yet on red, but the best thing I can do at this point is to hope for a critical hit or hope for a draw. Fortunately, I get the Fulma, and I'm able to get a critical hit and win the game with a 1-0. So yeah, that'll be it, and that will be the game. So if you liked it, you're welcome to leave a like and comment. Please leave feedback, because feedback will be very helpful. That will help me to help you, you know, give you a better experience. And yeah, check out the links in the description. My channel is there, and so is his. And thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the video being about twice as long as the general consensus. I know that people like 7-minute videos and whatnot. Anyway, I've kept enough of your time. You're welcome to go. I'll see you guys later, and peace.